Is the stream, is everything working? Uh, Seems like it's working. Wonderful. Hello, party people. Welcome to 15 over 15. This is a week 11 work in progress stream. I'm going to be streaming while I'm working on the project. Starting a little bit late, spending some time with some folks in my life, but we're going to get going in a sec. I'm going to quickly actually grab a snack from my kitchen because I really haven't eaten super well today. But I'll be right back and we'll get going. So I'm going to put something up on the screen. Let's do a little text. So grabbing a snack. BRB. This is totally okay. Oh, shoot. Ugh. There we go. Wish it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the late start on the stream today. This is a working stream for 15 over 15. I'm going to be working on the week 11 retrospective. Really excited to get things going. We got Damn January's Jello in the chat with a grilled cheese, and that's not too far off. I made myself a really quick quesadilla to get started. I'm not really great about eating enough, so I gotta get my meals in where I can. But I am going to get started working today on this retrospective. There are going to be some people in the chat who might be quicker at answering questions than I am. So if you have a question for me, please ask away, but I might not be the fastest at answering because I'm going to be working. I know things were going a bit slow last time. But let's get started. Go through. I've got these little red spots of like the main things that I need to add on. And oh, I gotta mount my files. Let's reopen the sequence. You can't take my sandwich. Yeah, I've got these red spots that are the main things that I need to add to the sequence, but if I zoom out here, you'll see that there's like this whole section that needs to be filled in. I've got most of this section worked out with like a little bit that needs to be recorded. I've got to do some like drawing here with some thumbnails. I'm gonna put in some Minecraft music in the chat. You can tell that I'm not the most experienced when it comes to streaming, but I'm gonna try and make this the best experience for everybody regardless. Let me know if all the volumes and things are working for you. Minecraft. I'm gonna turn this a little bit down. Okay. I think the part that I want to work on today is probably just a continuation of what I was doing yesterday. So I think it would be, where is it? Here. So I had a gag planned for me teleporting into Genus's retrospective for the following week. And I built a setup for that I want to get the animation done for. And that shouldn't be too bad. That should be pretty quick. I'm gonna have to mute every once in a while I take a big bite of my quesadilla. Apologies. Let's open that up. Yeah, lower this even more. Head rig quit. I think it was just ragdoll. Yeah, here we go. Perfect volume of Minecraft music. Really, 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 really low. There we go. Like, the lighting doesn't really look like Genus's set, because in the reference photos, this is pretty much evenly lit from the front. Do I want to screw with that? Maybe I can screw with that part. Watch me get in the weeds of something that just is going to be on the screen for literally less than like 30 seconds. Yeah. Not a big change, but I think it's useful. Okay. How am I doing on... memory? I'm looking okay. I'm gonna open up Genus's rig file. He's got like the old version of the rig, which is literally just like the Rigify meta rig. Let me see. If I go to pre-pro, specials, pre-pro. Do I have a Genus rig for that yet? I don't even think I do. I think I'm still using like the week 1 version of Genus. Or no, he posted he gave me a different version of his rig file with some pose assets. I think I'll use that one instead. I gotta download it though. This was back when we were actually posting regularly. And even this one, this is just the sharp rig. Open. Where is he? Oh, it's a linked library. It's annoying. I don't know where I sent like the actual rig file. We had it stowed away somewhere. This is why you like actually have proper naming conventions. That's something that I mentioned in this retrospective, because we were so much better about that during real 15/15 than we are now, because the projects feel so much more low stakes. It's easy to just not actually think about it, even though it's completely worth it to think about it. Week 1. It's one of these files. I'm gonna have too many Blender instances open, and it's gonna break something. And that's me. Don't save. This looks like Genus from like one angle. Here he is. Where's his rig though? Oh, is this like a linked library? It is. Blend file. It's not a linked library. Huh? Is it it's a collection instance. Okay, okay. It's a collection instance on this file. I'm gonna create a clean genus file. Let's just do that. YT recording. Let's go specials pre-pro. And we'll just create a clean genus for this. This, where is this? Let's do here, do a floor. He's like way up high. Or do I even need to do that? What am I thinking? Yeah, if I get rid of this stuff, it shouldn't matter. We'll just have this saved as like a raw thing, because I don't think I plan on really using Genus's rig that much for anything. At least in the retros so far. There's still some that's in flux. We might have some more stuff with them, but like the mainline thing, I don't think that we have much planned. Let's go to Blender file, relocate. And find the new location. There we go. And turn on backface culling. Boom, 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 boom. It's Genus, guys. It's Genus. Oh. I need like a toggle, a quesadilla eating toggle. Okay. I think I'm just going to append this directly into the scene here. This, I'm going to save this as a pre-pro set. And then I'll import it as a collection into whatever file I want to use it into. So this should be saved so Genus can get to them. And let's also make sure that everything's cleaned up in here. So what's going on with this? Why is it freaking out? Huh? I know what you are. I'm gonna get rid of this camera. Match cam. And this isn't gonna be pixel perfect to Genus's thing. But it'll be useful enough to him if he ever wants to use it. Let's do units set. It's a collection. Put it at the top level in the scene collection. And that should be good to go. It's not like super fancy or anything, but it's good enough for government work, whatever they say. Let's create a new file. Is this saved in the right place? Yeah. Delete. And let's append. This from the right thing. I just saved it out. I should be able to find it in like 2 seconds. Genus set, link, collection, genus set. Awesome. This is probably going to have a ton of issues if I turn on backface culling. Yep. Should I fix that? I should. Let's open that and fix that real quick. Because I like to use backface culling for working on these models. It just makes my life a lot easier. But when I do that, it screws up my really janky modeling work. I'm just gonna go in here and tidy up these models. Why do these have separate data? These should be linked instances, no? Those ones are linked instances. Is that all good? That's all good. Awesome. Save that out. Blender file. Reload. And is backface calling on? That's in this menu. Nope. Awesome. Everything works now. I'm gonna save this as week 11 special shots, even though it's all part of the special, because there's no separate video really for this. It's all in the cinematic. And what sequence is this in? I guess I'll call it, it's between E and G. So it's like, let's do F. This is F1. Why is it not letting me name that folder? It's because Blender is running as like a user or something. Shots. F1. There we go. Wait, is there already an F1 file? Zam. Let's just call it E sequence 2. Because there's already an E sequence, but I haven't, it's only a one-shot sequence. Yeah, I've got E1, but I don't have the E2. Yeah, because I already use F here. That's why. Me and my amazing naming conventions. Which, the music's getting dramatic as hell. This is also super useful. This is why I like backface culling, because you can use it so you still have like closed geometry in your set, but you can zoom out and you can see what's going on without needing to do anything like special for it. Let's do a cube and just make that like the focus thing, and genus will be placed here, so we can do a file append. I think he is in specials, repro characters, pose library, collection genus. Let's take the meta rig and do snap selection to cursor. There we go. And he doesn't have any object level constraints. What the heck is going on with the Minecraft music? Oh, and it all kind of worked out scale-wise too, because I did it based on his mock set that he made. See what that looks like. That looks pretty good. I feel like this looks pretty slick. Am I right or am I right, fellas? Let's see. Now that I've got him in this set, I need to get the audio imported. It's only one shot, so I'm not going to do like a whole extra render scene. Usually I like break it into scenes, but that's for like bigger sequences. It's just going to be one shot, I think. There's not enough time to do... Well, it's automatically going to create a render scene. Or no, I can just do this current scene. That was my wonderful thermos making that big popping sound. Let's use the playback editor here. And this will be playback set in frame. Let's go to our output settings. And go to E2. And set this destination as E2 audio. Sick. And that will just render as a MP4. And we can do a viewport preview. That should give us our thing with our audio. Awesome. Bum 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 bum. Rum bum bum. What did it say about color space? Yeah, AGX. I'll change from AGX to standard. Do I want standard? I don't like how standard blows up my highlights. I'm gonna stick with AGX. Or TBH, if we're doing like old school, we'd be doing Filmic, but I don't want to do Filmic. Filmic looks bad. Let's... I'm gonna pull up Genus's video in a new tab. Oh, accidentally had the live stream going. Genus's video. Let's get some of his. I've got references going on my other screen. I really like how he edited his previous video. It seems like people liked it too. Shift A, camera, Gamura. Something sort of like his camera, but not really. I feel like he would shoot on a longer-ish lens if he was doing something like that. Let's just increase the clip start. Let's cheat. Let's actually shoot on a wider. Maybe we tuck under here. I like this. This is a fun shot. We've got some stuff from Mastermind at work. AGX color correction does help out a lot. The blacks and the color are a lot more punchy. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. Especially for this kind of thing. I just feel like it makes sense because we're using like the more realistic rendering. If I was doing something that was less grounded in style, then I feel like I might gravitate back towards using standard because I use that for stylized stuff, but for realism, AGX is all the way. Don't mind that I am currently eating quesadillas, and I will eventually be freaking messing up some orange slices. Today is my day. I wish I had like a more iconic effect for like the sharp teleporting. It's just kind of generic glitch. But I can't think of a better approach right now. And I don't really want to spend too much time on it. Because it like serves its purpose. I We are going to probably, let's link sharp sharp this collection, and oh, why is he so big? Why is he so big? It's like every time you watch the retrospectives, you're gonna have, or even like these live streams, you're gonna see how the actual workflow is entirely contradictory to what we talk about in the retros. Like we talk about spending all this time trying to get these things to work in this specific way, and then you look at our actual project files and it's like, you guys are not careful at all. But like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let me do some stuff in here. Cavity, world space cavity, shadow. Should I use shadow? Sure. I don't want to use depth of field in this shot. I might use like a Z pass based depth of field. Let's make sure this links up. So we've got this sort of pose.
Overall, I've really had fun this
Gina!
week, and
I'm gonna keep this up in the other window, so I won't be able to see the chat for a little bit. Oh, I should really just open that file and copy paste the post. Let's see if I can do that. I think that's E1. Yeah, it's E1. Let's see if we can copy paste that. Kind of. Oh no, it's the whole thing. It's just the posing on the root controller is screwed up. So let's figure out how we want to frame this. Something like that. Um, Probably not the best idea to have me fill it fully. But I don't want to end up with a bunch of dead space. I feel like this is asking to be framed. Something like that. But I think it's fine if we do something like in this vein and then I come down. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I am using KDE. Yeah. I am using KDE for my desktop. I stopped using Windows and stuff a while back. Let's see. I need to actually animate this shot before I get lost in the sauce. Because I'm always just like, oh, what if we just tweak this little thing in order to avoid setting any keys? Animator does not want to animate, even though I'm not really an animator. Here we go. I think these would be going down too, no? But like just less. This one should be jutting outward a bit, and let's rotate it so we can correct some of that arm crunch. That's good. This is gonna take way too long as far as frames go. I think I'm doing this on like 2s in my head. Like this should be down by now. This should be on the ground. And we should be rotating this that way. Something like that. We can do like the classic animatory thing of what do they call that? Successive breaking of joints. Why is there interpolation here? Come on. Looks better. Room. Hmm. Rotate U and G, Shift Z, U in. Genius is like the way that I animate is a good way to get gimbal lock. And he is not wrong. That. Set some keys. And we're going to use good old in-betweener to get an in-between.
Overall, I really had fun. Overall, I really had fun. Overall, I really.
I need to start turning over towards him. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that. I could just do it in a pop. That's the benefit of this like particular style. Is that I can usually sell most stuff in a pop. I need to also turn on audio scripting. That's going to be great for you stream listeners. Yeah, this is going to be bad for reading because he's going to flip between two shots. I might end up flipping this shot in post. I think I will flip this shot. And I'm gonna kind of do a pop here. I'm just gonna sell the motion and a big in between. So I think that's gonna look a lot better than me trying to like fudge it on my own. I know, I had a... $50, baby.
Overall, I really had fun. 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 Overall,
Oh, I have some. I think I have room. I think I have room to play with. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna add an extra in between. And let's do it a little bit this way so it feels.
overall, I really had fun. And overall, I really had fun.
Mm.
Overall, I really had fun. Overall, I
Everybody bear. Now let's make sure this is gonna link up with the shot. I can kill you. Because we've got this shot. That's the following shot. So it needs to link. And this is beginning of G sequence. Blah, blah, blah. Let's pull that up. My quesadilla is cold. Let's see. Something that I'm experimenting with right now is more VTuber stuff. I've got this PNG tuber set up for these streams. It's kind of basic, but I've been learning live 2D. Oh, it's not opening. I've been learning live 2D. I'm wondering if it would be worth it to set up like a more in-depth VTuber for this stream. Probably not, just because hopefully this is only going to be going on for the next couple weeks or so. Yep, this is going to crash. Okay. I don't know why sometimes it refuses to open certain blend files. At least it refuses to open them in like certain ways. Because I just opened it. It's on the other screen. I'll bring it over in just a sec. But I couldn't open it from the Blender File Explorer. I don't know why. Okay. G1. Not sure why it was doing that. Control C. Let's bring up E1.
and fun.
I need to be about here at that point. And why is Let me enable an add-on. One of my favorite add-ons is animation auto offset, which allows you to use this little gizmo here to auto offset your animation. I guess I don't even need to really use auto animation offset for this though. I just need to select everything but the bone here. And then I should be able to work. Let's go here. I don't feel like doing the math. So I know it needs to be like at C.5. Here, we'll do... Let's do cursor just selected. Cursor to selected. And then we'll move this to the 3D cursor. Generally. Let's do active element. We gotta turn back on auto key. I forgot. Go into pose mode again. Rotate, rotate. Oh. That's bad. That's bad. We're gonna have to flip him. Control C, Control Shift V. Something like a diet. Actually, I should give up and start over. Should be anchored on this hand. Bit. Why is the Minecraft music not playing? Yes, keep going. There we go. I think that'll work. Hopefully, we'll see. Add some new frames. Reaper. Oh man. Oop. Oop. Let's do
Really had fun. And
if we delete you.
really had fun. Overall, I really had fun. And
There we go. And now we should be able to.
and really had fun. And
There we go.
and
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with this music is.
and fun. And fun. And
Here we go.
overall, I really had fun. And I really had fun. And
Reaper. Wowie. Let's do a shop. Let's do a shop. Now I gotta animate Genus's. Which I'm probably just gonna use his base poses so he doesn't have to do anything. His wig. Or yeah. Because he has like exported PNGs of all of his base character poses. Boom, 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 boom.
Overall, I've really had. Overall, I really, overall, I've really. Overall, I really had fun. Overall, I've really had fun.
Gina,
I've really had fun.
Gina.
And overall, I've really had fun.
Gina.
And
Gina.
and
I guess I'll do a little bit of posing. Because that's also the thing. I don't want to deal with Genus's quote-unquote rig. I made all of these, so I can't even really complain. This is all on me. Like, he doesn't even have any bones for his fingers. The weights are terrible, like nothing really lines up.
overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And
There we go.
overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And
I think I'm gonna do some camera animation.
overall, overall, I
not give it so much room.
overall, I
I'd probably overshoot this down a little bit.
overall, I really had fun. Overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And we can mix it up with a little bit of shake fire.
And
Speed is gonna be tiny. Influence is gonna be pretty low.
overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And 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 overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And
That looks good.
overall, I really had fun.
Gina!
And overall,
You forgot about this? That's funny as hell. There actually are mice near you. I'm just covering for them. Gotta get my credit with the mice. Playbash. E2. I'm not even doing any iteration. I'm just doing it. 2-001. We're gonna do that. Accept. Yeah, I think the mice actually have more of a right to live in your house than you do. So, deal with it. Sweaty. JK, I'm sorry. You gotta deal with that. That sucks. Let's see. I mean, good on you doing laundry. Being a functional human being. You'd be surprised how difficult that is for some people, including myself. Hee 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 hee. What shade? How long have I been going? Like an hour? I think I can keep going for a while longer. No, I'm not stinky. I am not stinky. I just sometimes get really busy and maybe don't put enough time into my self-care. and stay ahead of my task. But no, I'm not thinking I'm good. Oh, is this scene not long enough?
And overall, I really had fun. And
Why is it not long enough? It's probably an FPS thing. No, this is the wrong scene. Bronk, don't save. FPS 24. Uh, 84 frames. This is... Why is it only rendering 93 of 84 frames? Did I accidentally... Oh, I probably escaped too early. That's probably on me. Let's see what's up. Honestly, true, everyone gotta be letting themselves marinate a little bit longer. I mean, some of that's true. Like, I think that people wash their hair a little bit too often. Like, granted, I'm a black man with beautiful curly hair, beautiful curly kinky hair. So I can't wash my stuff as often. But yeah, I don't know. I think some people, they freak out about it too much and they end up hurting their skin or, you know, just using too much water. I don't know. It's whatever. I think people should do what makes them feel clean and comfortable. Just like I feel clean and comfortable animating my shots. Actually, I don't feel comfortable. I feel very nervous because this is... Why isn't it working? What the hell? Well, what if I just give it a bunch of tail and don't fix the problem? I think that will work. I think not fixing it will work. Okay. Herb. I almost forgot to take on the unlist replay thing. Gotta make sure. Is this done? Are we done? We're not done yet. E2. We're done. Okay, awesome. Dunk. And now we've got extra length. We have a lot of extra length. What the heck?
overall, I really had fun. And
Yes.
I think that reads.
overall, I really had fun.
Gina.
And
Yes.
Yeah, let's see how these all link together.
overall, I really had.
Caution, this might be a little bit loud.
Overall, I really had fun.
Gina.
And
Yes.
I think the big interruption is between these two shots. Because there's no lead-in. I'm just like immediately there. So I feel like I need some lead-in. Which I don't think I really have like much time for. I could probably compress these frames so they're on 3s. And then I get a couple frames. Or I could even do this one like really compressed. We can go into pose mode. Uh,
Overall,
I think that'll be fine. You kind of like the snap? What snap are you talking about? If you don't mind me asking, Sal. Sol. Burger person. Oh, between the scenes? No, I don't mind like that it's kind of sort of an abrupt thing. I just want like the action to be a little bit clearer. I feel like we're kind of losing some of the sense of continuity here.
overall, I really had fun this
Gina.
week, and
I think that works.
Yes.
Just like those couple frames of
overall,
lead
I
in
really had fun this week,
Gina.
and
where I'm not there and then all of a sudden I'm there. And I'll bridge that with the glitch effects once I get around to compositing this. Between the scenes.
overall, I really had fun this
Gina.
week, and
Yes.
overall, I really had fun this
Gina.
week, and
Yes.
Oh. You know, beyond the environments on... Okay. I'm gonna call this blocked in. And then we can go back to composing it later. Later. What else can I do? Do some B-roll. I don't really want to get those spreadsheets on stream. I'll probably do that after. Well, we kind of just use empties, which are objects without like mesh data inside of them or curves. It's a thing that you use a lot in 3D and visual effects. I think I can do this. This will be pretty easy. That little bit of B-roll with the empty objects. I'm not doing all this. This needs. That's going to be a lot of work. Probably not a lot of work, but it's going to be work. I'll probably do that next time. It's like watching the Mona Lisa be painted. No, not even. That suggests that I am a master of my craft. I am not at all a master of this craft, for sure. The craft of editing video, of making YouTube, no. But I do appreciate the compliment. I do. Let's see. We're gonna do really jank empty objects demo. If you have any questions about like empty objects, I don't know how many people, I'm assuming most of the people here are 3D artists of some kind and are familiar with that to a certain extent, but if you're not, feel free to ask. Let's do this. And this should be recording to the correct folder. Okay. Let's get rid of everything in the scene. Let's do an empty object, plain axis. There's no edit mode, it's just object mode. And we can take a cube. Control Shift P, parent to object. That'll be cool. I feel like I got no sauce because my friend Derek recently released a video. I think he dropped it like yesterday or the day before yesterday about the Blender video sequencer, and seeing what he can do with it, like goodness gracious, am I lacking? His stuff is so sweet. You should check him out. His website is derek.org. Literally DERREK. It's a beautiful website. He has such a sense for the design of things, just like the look of stuff. If you want to learn how to make things look good, talk to that guy. He's cool. He is very cool and smart and also my friend. Let's do snip here. Snip here. And we can do scale this up. Just kind of a focus on that. Firm.
We can just use empties. Wall, we kind of just use empties, which are objects without like mesh.
And let's set the speed on this be like 300. Oh, you just watched that video hours ago? Yeah. Heck yeah. Support my guy. Video is really slick.
Mesh data inside of them or curves. It's a thing that you use a lot in 3D.
So this stuff 400%.
Mesh data inside of them or curves. It's a thing that you use a lot in 3D and visual effects. We have wall, we kind of just use empties, which are objects without like mesh data inside of them or curves. It's a thing that you use a lot in 3D and visual effects. We have
That's perfectly fine. Bloink. Vibio, amazing Vibio. I've got my display resolution set to super low, so screen caps aren't amazing, but they're doable. This is for YouTube, not for IMAX.
We just went with straight up 3D rigs, but we had multiple different rigs for this project, which is typically unusual. We'll usually just have character rigs, but
What else? What else? Pipeline spreadsheets. We're not doing that on stream because I'm gonna have to get into my files. I guess the last major thing is this pre-pro section, and I guess I also have the graphics here. I need some screen caps. I need a screen cap of my friend Astro / Pimo. And I guess I'll just take a screen cap of her Blue Sky. She helped us out with the compositing on this. I wanted to give her a little shout out. Because she is cool as hell. And there are so many things in this that we would not have been able to do without her. Even though I think we whenever we were doing collaborations on 15 over 15, we tried to keep the idea generally that we never needed to do them. Like, we would bring on people that we want to do collabs with, but we'd always be sure that we could get the video done even if they happen to like not follow through, because we did have a few people not follow through.
shadows, which doesn't look realistic, but adds
Let's see.
for being a miniature. All of this comes together thanks to the post-processing work done by my friend Astro, who you might remember helping us out on week 8 for some animation. Environment here.
I think it would be bonk. We're gonna scale you down. A keyframe. Scale up. Scale up. Oh, hi. Set this to vector. 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 Still the moon. Go to comp. Set that to be 0. Set that to be 1.
Do the post-processing work done by my friend Astro, who you might remember helping us out on week 8 for some animation. Environments here can
Poggers. A success. I'm so sad. I've got these orange slices just sitting right in front of me, and I haven't been able to eat them because I know they're going to be a mess, and I don't want to be just smacking down on juicy fruit in the middle of a stream.
do the post-processing work done by my friend Astro, who you might remember helping us out on week 8 for some animation. Environments here compared to week 3.
There we go. That's good.
Set, and that provides the split shadows. 2 different
I could do the 2 sun diagram that I talked about. I need to open Krita. Quick animators mukbang. That's what you want in your relaxing work. We're chilling and working together live stream. Let me eat food loudly into the microphone. Delicioso. For sure, for sure. That's my new segment on the stream. Mukbang. Let's do advanced color selector. I'm gonna change this background to be black because it's gonna be easier for, or maybe not black. Let's do like a middle gray. And let's create like a little sunlight. I'm not the best when it comes to like vector graphics. I should just do this in Blender. I'm just gonna do this in Blender. I do everything in Blender. Blender is my baby. Why would I learn any other piece of software when I can just use this one in ways that it was not really intended for? Let's go to, I like the shading workspace for most stuff. Let's get a, what's it called? A circle, a mesh circle. Urkel. Hello. How many Blender instances do I have open? You can die. There we go. Gonna get our stream banned. Let's do mesh circle. Let's do a plane. Let's merge at center. Take you, bring you here-ish. And I think that's a good enough size. Should I do sharp corners or rounded corners? I'm gonna do rounded corners because, oh, if I'm doing that, I should make them smoother. Let's do rounded corners. Do an array modifier because we got the new fancy array, or not. Herb. Wait. What are you talking about? That's the one thing I don't like about the switch to asset libraries, is like when it doesn't work, it breaks entire sections of Blender. Like entire sections. I wish it was just like some of those assets were just baked into the thing instead of linking to some path. Yeah, this folder does not exist. Awesome. Why? Oh, also, I know that it reads these things generally slower when I have my Polyhaven stuff on, which I don't even really need for this. I think this is in C sequence. Sun diagram. Let's get back into it. This should load much faster. There we go. Offset set to 0. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these, which means I need a rotational value of 45. Okay, we're gonna apply you, join your geometry, run your geometry. We're going to create a new material emission, set it to be that, set our color space to be standard. This could be a little less saturated. We're going to make an arrow out of a plane. We can do you extrude center. I'm just gonna do this super jank and not really precise at all. And add a mirror with a bisect. And I think that looks good. Kind of snack. What the ketchup pan? There we go. Let's do this, and we're gonna do mirror X global. It doesn't really matter if it's global or local in this case. I kind of want it to be sort of offset from each other. For ease of use, let's do an orthographic camera with orthographic scale. And I'm going to create a cube. Y 45, RY less than 45, and then U, something like that. And Let's get attribute color. Go to vertex paint. Set it to white. Control X, set vertex colors. Let's go to edit mode. Grab these two faces. Vertex paint. Face mask. Make these a bit darker. And vertex paint. Don't see why they don't call it like attribute paint now. Because it's not vertex painting anymore. It's, or in the shader editor, it's not vertex color. Vertex paint. And let's make you black. Ooh. I'll add this, and let's do this in GeoNodes just so it's non-destructive. Even though it doesn't really matter. Shader attribute. Let's do store named attribute. We're gonna call this attribute. Read a named attribute. Attribute. Oh, it already auto blurs. Blur attribute. Let's just do that for my sake. And let's do local. I'm just going to separate those by selection. That's fine. And we'll go to vertex paint. Control X. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna go inset. Control. Select those bounding edges. Vertex paint. We're gonna do you here and do Control X. And this is gonna, instead of being a what's it called? This is gonna be a mask now. Instead of being like this surface color, it's going to be a mask. I'm going to do a mix shader. And where it's true, we're going to do a transparent. And let's do an add. And set our render method to blended. So we don't really have anything that's going to make that not work. Which is generally what I do. Like if I can do blended, I do blended. And you two need an emission texture. That looks neat. Do this. That looks good. How to actually learn nodes. It's really useful. Like a lot of the node stuff inside of Blender is pretty simplified. Like you really only need to know a few things. Like once you learn what the data types are, you can basically do whatever the heck you want. So like if you look here, you'll see that these two nodes, or this node has like 3 different colors on it for these connector points on it. So you've got color data, you've got a float, and you've got shader data. Think of it kind of like you would think of like a regular pixel. Like, you know, a pixel is a combination of 3 values, red, green, and blue. So we can get a combined color node right here. And this takes 3 different values, 3 different like single channel values, which in Blender we call floats. They're just like numbers. And then we can plug them in and we can add different amounts of red, green, and blue to get different colors, which is cool. You can kind of plug whatever into whatever. The only thing that you can't plug into whatever is this specific green trace right here, this emission. This is specifically for shader nodes. It's different for geometry nodes, even though a lot of the same stuff still applies. Once you learn like what kind of data types are available to you, you can just start stacking nodes and learning what does things. Like I would learn how to use the texture coordinate node. Usually it's best to just type in coordinate, it'll get you it faster. But what it spits out are different coordinate spaces, which is kind of a weird concept if you're not a 3D person. The idea is we need a way of telling Blender how to do things like project an image onto a surface. So like if we have a 3D surface, how do we know like which part of the image we want to show up where? We could have like a 2D image that we grab, and like maybe it's an image of like a forest skyline. So you've got the trees in the bottom and you've got the sky in the top and the clouds like upper part of the image. Like how do you know which part you want to show on your cube? So you do like a UV unwrap. It's kind of like taking a cereal box and unfolding it and then like putting it on a table and seeing like where do the points on the cereal box map up in 2D space. I don't know. I guess a better way of describing it would be like, I don't know. You're taking a 2D texture and you're like folding it onto a 3D surface. It's hard to explain without visuals, but I don't really feel like doing a whole bunch of that right now. But if I make, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna go to the UV editing space. If I make a new cube, so I've got this cube object, or let's go into object mode, cube. I've got a cube object right here, and you'll see in this window, which is my UV editor, we have this sort of projected version of the cube. So I can select each face of it, and it will show how it's mapped in this 2D space. So if I were to like get an image, Minecraft screenshot, if I were to get an image, then it'll show me how this image would be projected onto that surface. And I could do something like, I could create a new material, and in this color, I could assign it an image texture, and I could have the image texture be this Minecraft thing. And I'm going to display textures on surfaces. And it will show me how it's going to map up, which is pretty neat. So I could move these positions around in UV space, and it'll move the image projection around. If I were to go back to shading mode, I can see what my UVs look like using this texture coordinate node. So if I were to, I'm using Node Wrangler, so I can like really quickly swap things out. You can just drag this into your surface, but I'm gonna use Node Wrangler and click. You'll see this is a representation of my UV space. So let me change this to a UV editor. If I go into edit mode on this, and I start moving this around, you'll see that that projection on the surface starts moving around. And a great way to understand it is to use the separate XYZ node. So inside of Blender, we're using the colors on the surface to represent different directions. So this red value here, which would be in your R channel if you're doing an RGB thing, this red value is representing your X-axis. So just like in 3D, like you see in this navigator right here, we have X, Y, and Z. So if I were going like in the X direction, like if you were in geometry class or something, geometry class, I forget what the name of the class is. If you were like in a math class and you're doing graphing, using like a line graph or something, trying to graph a function, it's kind of like that. So I can take this separate XYZ, and this will just show me like the change in X value. So it's saying, okay, the bottom X value is like right here, and the top X value is like right here. And you can confirm this by like moving your faces around. Oh, that's not the, where's bottom X? Here, this is the lowest X value, so I can move this around and it changes that. Let me just grab this, yeah. So I can move that face around and it changes that. Or if I look at the Y channel, I can see my lowest Y values like right here. I can move this around and it changes that one. And you'll use these different coordinate spaces for something, so like for mapping images, you're going to use UV. Like by default, Blender does that for all images when they're brought into the shader editor. But if I were doing something like a noise texture, which is one of the procedural textures, so like you'll bring in an image texture oftentimes, but your procedural textures are like generated using math inside of Blender, like math you don't have to do. So this creates this noisy looking surface, which is great for adding like additional detail to like, maybe you want to do a dirt surface, maybe you want to do a surface that has like smudge marks or whatever. You can use the noise texture for that. And by default, it uses the generated coordinate space, and you'll see that this has one extra dimension that the UV doesn't. So this has red, green, and blue, while the UV space only had red and green. That's because it's also using Z position. So blue is being represented by Z here. And I'll plug this here, and you'll see that if I disconnect that, it doesn't change the output. It's using that by default. But you can get like weird distortions on this. So if I go into edit mode, let's get a monkey, or not honeycomb, monkey. Where are you? I don't know why you're over here. I'm gonna bring you over here. If I get that as my object, If I change this value to something like this, you can't really tell. Maybe I'll do subdivision surface. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it's kind of stretching in certain parts of the model. It's easier to tell in different kinds of models that it sort of stretches in certain parts, the generated coordinates. So oftentimes I'll use object coordinates instead, which will give a more even look because it's using object space. But the issue is, like, if I were to use generated coordinates and I move the monkey around, it's not going to change how it maps onto the surface. Like when I'm in edit mode, if I move it around in edit mode. But if I use object coordinates and I move it around in edit mode, it's going to change as I move it around. So you can't really use this for like rigged armatures, like if you have a rigged mesh. UVs, they can be used on rigged meshes as well, but you end up getting seams at where those UV islands separate. So if we look here, we have a more complex UV map for a monkey. And where these islands separate, where like our sections of 3D are broken up, we end up getting these seams in our texture projection. And we also get tight spots and wide spots based on how much stretch there is in these islands. Because unlike a piece of cardboard, these 3D like geometry pieces can be represented as like bigger or smaller when we cut them up. They can stretch quite a bit. Okay. I don't know if that was useful. I'm done with my demo. Let's go to layout. Save view. Go to rendered. Turn on film. That's performance. Film transparent. And we're going to render a single frame. And we're going to save that in C sequence sun diagram. A gold star, a gold star. An incredibly helpful lesson. No problem. Always, always, always ask questions if you happen to have any. That is what I am here to help out with. You know, I am more than happy to indoctrinate more people into the failing career, inevitable hobby of 3D art. Let's go. I mean, if you just want to do it as a hobby, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. Special shots, C sequence, sun diagram. If I had After Effects, I would probably use After Effects for this. Maybe I'll generate a drop shadow. I think I will. Compositor. Do I already have drop shadow? I do. I will just use this one.
Provides the split.
Let's hide it for now.
Set in that.
Let's do an eye.
Set in that. On the set.
Fuck.
And that provides the split.
Set this to be V. Go to comp stuff.
On the set, and that provides the split. On the set, and that provides. set, and that provides the on the set, and that provides the on the set, and that provides the on the set.
What if I move the opacity so it blends in a little bit slower?
And on the set, and that provides on the set, and
Or let's just start this earlier.
on the set, and that provides the on the set, and that provides the split shadows. And on the set, and that provides and on the set, and that provides
No.
and on the set, and that provides and on the set, and that provides the and on the set, and that provides the
Let's do that.
aiming in on the set, and that provides and on the set, and that provides these and on the set, and that provides these
That looks good. That looks good.
aiming in on the set, and that provides the split shadows. Two aiming in on the set, and that provides the split shadows. Split shadow shadows. These split shadows. Two
That looks a lot better.
and on the set, and that provides the split shadows. Two different shadows, which doesn't look realistic, but adds to the feel of it being a miniature. All of this comes together thanks to the post-processing work done by my friend Astro, who you might remember helping us out on week 8 for some animation.
Dang, how long have I been going? Let me see. Oh my god, it's almost 2 hours. Oh my geez, oh my goodness. That's not a drop shadow. Drop. Why is it not blaring properly? Do I not have it set to blur? Is it because of the resolution of the image? Setting... compositing. Drop shadow. No, it's... Set alpha, blur... Yeah, it's got blur in there. Ah.
You might remember helping us out.
Probably because of something with the...
Thanks to the post-processing work done.
What if I get rid of the drop shadow here and then group it and then do blur? Compositing node tree. Too much. There we go.
Done by my friend Astro, who you might remember helping us out on week 8 for some
That makes sense.
animation. Environments here.
The fake shadow is nice. I think it works. I think it's slick, even.
Split shadows. Two different shadows, which doesn't look realistic, but adds to the feel of it.
Screaming.
You're actually supposed to do this using a technique called linear shape keys. This is a method of animating where you effectively model your character every single pose. Check out this video if you want to learn more about it. I'm not going to get too into it here. The only thing that you
I'm gonna probably do the Tonico special of just having random chapter text on screen.
3D rigs, but we had multiple different rigs for this project, which is typically unusual.
Typically unusual. I can never get over that delivery, but I'm not changing it.
Thing called Spline IK, where you take a chain of bones and you effectively attach them to a curve. After they're attached,
What am I doing
the
here?
coolest rig out of all the ones that we made was the one for the tram.
Okay, I think we're good. I think I should probably start wrapping up. I've got enough done for today that I feel good. I don't know if I want to stream tomorrow, because I don't want to like overdo it, and I've got work stuff to do, so I need balance. But I feel like we're making good progress. I feel like this has been really productive. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Let me know if there's anything I can do to like make these streams better for y'all. Just anything I can do to make this a more comfortable experience. I will try not to be 20 minutes late next time, but thanks for showing up anyway. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully the wait on the video is worth it. Bye.